What's going on, you beautiful nerds? It is Monday. That means it is the Nerd On Update, the weekly show where we, the host, talk to you, the audience, about the nerdy things that we're excited about, or the things that disturb us, or things that they kind of don't care about, especially me, but I have to because I'm the comic book guy, and then people shame me for not talking about that shit. But also the second part of the show where we answer questions that you awesome people have sent to us or could chat in, type it in right now. I know a lot of you are
Chat in,
freezing
type
your
it in.
butts off. Chat it up in the chat, in the write
Chatting
it
it
in the
up.
chat. All you Giga Chats up. All you frozen freaks. I hope you guys stay warm, bundle up with your fur babies, and not have frozen drinks while you're frozen in -11 or -4 weather.
Frozen
We're over here
balls.
in sunny 44-degree LA weather.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We don't introduce the hosts, but we're all from LA and we all do a podcast here. And we're
Are
not
you
from
like
LA.
paraphrasing our original description?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
not intentionally, maybe, but that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
We don't introduce the host, but we're all from LA. That's a paraphrase? That's the paraphrase?
No.
Never mind. Never mind. Moving on.
I caught it.
Never mind.
All right. First part of the show before we get all into the news, we just chit chat, catch up, talk about this is the first New Year's stream, New Year, New Fears for Corey. So
Happy New Year's. The
Happy New
14th
Fears,
of January
everybody.
is when the new year always starts.
New Year's, New Fears, only tears.
Yep.
Tears for Fears.
Everyone wants to rule the world.
There
Corey, what was your weekend like? Tell me what happened.
My weekend
All right, moving on.
was exhausting. It was exhausting. My kid's sick. I played some Magic, but that's it. One
I'm
night.
so surprised.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? You know. It was my night out after this, and then I got woken up very early. I'm feeling it. Definitely feeling it. It's been a rough couple days, but I'm here. I made it. I survived. Made it through.
New Year and he's here.
Yeah. Yeah. We
Josh?
I made some New Year's resolutions. Sorry, for my daughter, where I was like, we're gonna, get her to bed a little later. We're gonna push it to 8 p.m. bedtime. That's gonna be a New Year's resolution. We're gonna do a little less screen time. We do about 2 hours a day. We want to get that down to an hour total a day. And then we got back, and she immediately got sick, and so we were like, turn the fucking TV on. And she's been going to bed at 6. Like, she's exhausted. So we're gonna start this week is when my New Year starts. We're gonna get her to bed at 8. We're gonna down that screen time. It's gonna be so good.
But she doesn't have you guys don't give her an iPad or anything like that, do you?
No, we just put on like TV while we're cooking or while we're eating, or
It's
in the morning while we're cooking breakfast.
it's funny that we've like as a society, I guess, we have like created or just like we've normalized the term screen time,
Mm-hmm.
and it does coincide or it's conflated with TVs, phones, and iPads. And as you know, you think like, oh, we have such a problem with the technology, and it's like, oh, we've had that issue for like some time now with television, and I think we just called it TV time, like too much TV. But it's like,
Gaming
oh, yeah,
time.
like, oh yeah, no, I mean, I had too much bananas and pajamas and too much fucking
Oh, yeah.
Sailor Moon and Power Rangers. And
Batman animated, Power Rangers,
they were like
on all
too
the time.
much. And I was like, okay. Josh,
Kablam.
what about you?
I'm over here. I'm here. But seriously, I have nothing to report. Life is good. I mean, life is good. I don't know what to say. What do I do with my hands? No, I don't. I have nothing new to report. I'm here. I'm Bonnie
Chugging
started.
along.
I'm chugging along. How much screen time do your cats get? It is funny to catch them when they're watching what you're watching, when they're like staring at the screen and you're like, huh, whatever. We've been watching, we started watching Lord of the Rings again, because that's what you do. and it's funny to watch the cats just watch. You're like, yeah, get them,
They
get
get
them.
it.
They get it. What else?
They get it.
Been playing. I am devoted to finally finishing Baldur's Gate 3. I would like to at least beat one of my campaigns.
Tis good.
The strongest boss in D&D is scheduling. So I had so many campaigns with other people that I was like, okay, I got to just start my own, and I just got to play this by myself, just so I can go forward beyond where I was, because I was like, it's so much fun playing, because it's a lot of fun to play with other friends. It's a lot of fun.
It is.
But I was like, I want to know what happens, because so many things can happen. It can change.
It is.
And I love
it is
that.
also every playthrough is different. It is also fun playing on your own, because then all the turns are your turns.
I am kind of a shit when I'm by myself. I've learned that I'm kind of a chaos demon.
Yeah?
I like to. I've found that rogue is probably my favorite.
Respect.
Last night I went into a battle and I was like, I know what happens. I just kind of want to take out the enemies on the field one by one from the edge and lead them to me. And let's see what happens. I almost died. It was almost bad.
My solo playthrough is evil because I
Okay.
couldn't find a group of everyone who wanted to be.
Okay.
I was like, I got like 2 good ones, but evil. I was like, I can do evil, man. Then I can do whatever the fuck I want, and I don't have to be like, are you guys cool with this if I blow this guy up, or are you guys cool if I kill this guy? And they're like, no, I need it for my paladin quest. You're like, whatever. I'm just gonna kill him. It's been good.
This whole town might attack us. I just want you to know.
Oh, I did. The first town is
Gone.
done. Anyway, good. You should finish it.
Yeah.
I believe in you. I believe in you. Make yourself happy.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
Just committing to voiceover, auditions, all that kind of stuff. So just kind of one foot in front of the other. That just is my answer these days. Just
You know what I love? That Josh and I are bringing the energy today.
We're doing it, everybody. It's happening.
We are sitting way up at a 4 on a
We're doing it
out of 20.
What about
I
you,
love it.
Tom? What about you?
So I got the fresh cut, baby. My Baldur's Gate character, his name's the Rizzler, and he's just trying to have a good time everywhere he goes.
You're playing
you know what I'm
Baldur's Gate?
saying? I started. I've
So
done 2
pissed.
streams so far with it.
Why didn't we do a
and,
nerd on one? I didn't know you were.
Because
in
I'm doing a
charge.
solo one. Because fuck you guys. That's my
That.
official answer. Because I'm not falling into all your traps. You guys started with friends. I'm starting by myself. I would join any of you guys if you want to invite me. But my campaign.
I do want to play it with you
campaign, I will
guys.
say
That's the thing.
Well, we'd have to start a new one with all of us.
Yeah, that's fine. We just have to schedule that shit up, make
Yep.
it a priority, and then then we'll take care of itself. But so far, my story, the Rizzler, he's a purple tiefling with silver hair, tetrachromia eyes, blue and red. And all I try to do is be cute to everybody and like talk it out. I'm tiefling warlock, high charisma, and all I try to do is persuade, read people's minds, and then get them to like me. And that's I'm doing that but also I might need to get a new graphics card because my 2070 I don't think is handling it.
Oh, really?
It's not. I don't know. Like, I feel like my computer is about to melt. I think it's just because it's old, maybe. I don't know. Like,
What? Yours is newer than this one that we built for Nerd On, and it handles everything just fine. And I know that ours
I'll have to see.
isn't
I have
as
to check.
good.
I don't know if there's any more settings I could do, but it's like it just lags in between each thing. What else did I do? Played some Magic. Had a spell table with a friend from San Jose. Played some Magic with him. Did some martial arties. What else did I do? I did a lot of fucking laundry, which I've been needing to do for such a long time. I haven't done laundry since I came back from my trip, and you know what it's like when you're just like, I just need time to do all my chores. What else went happening? End up cooking for the whole week, which was great. What else went happening?
We're
Something
doing
fucking happened
Hello
on Friday.
Fresh. That just reminded
Oh,
me.
shit.
We're doing Hello Fresh because they had like a cool like deal.
You digging it? Dana and I did it for
yeah.
like 2 years. It's It's nice.
Every meal has
The-
been great, and it,
Yeah.
it might be cheaper than
portions.
groceries.
The portions are perfect for 2 people.
Yeah.
The only
Not
reason we
one.
stopped is because baby. We weren't
yeah.
we weren't cooking as much.
I tried
That's
it.
it. It's
and,
so great.
I tried it, and the portions were too much for me. I was like, "What the
I think
fuck?"
there's they have an
portions
option for.
I did. I put it for single person. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh,
It was like make 4 taquitos, like 4, and they were huge. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "All right,
in the
well, shit,
fridge.
baby." I guess. What else? I fucking did something. I swear to God, something happened on Friday. I feel like something happened
woman?
on Friday. I can't now. I would remember. I would
feel
remember.
like
Oh, I saw The Beekeeper in theaters, which was,
love that.
first movie theater experience of the year. It was either going to be that or Iron Claw. So I really want to watch Iron Claw at some point. Friday, what the fuck happened Friday?
He did nothing.
Hmm.
He worked.
I
That's
see
it.
nothing. I see nothing.
All right, whatever. Nothing. I guess maybe nothing happened. But anyways, yeah. I mean, like I was like, I don't remember anything.
I feel like
But,
I personally have I only developed it this year, but I have, and thinking back of past years, I'm pretty sure that the year doesn't actually start until like maybe February.
Sure.
I don't know. I
I can
don't
take
know.
that.
The
February
first couple.
20th is when my year starts. Actually, like if you really think about it biologically.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, just business wise, it just seems very slow, and like it doesn't start until after Martin Luther King Day. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
because then
there's a
business
reason
is
why.
like, oh, we're gonna respond to emails and stuff like that.
Well, my show's got to shoot fucking in 2 days, so I mean, our year's already
Yeah,
ready to go.
yeah.
Doing its thing.
Yeah, we're rocking and rolling, happening, hooting, and what else happening?
Hooten
Fu-
Hooten.
hooping, happening. Man, yeah. So that was my life. Not too bad. I kind of wish I had nothing to do, but then I was like, all right, because I just really want to catch up on chores and shit. So yeah, that's.
I feel like that is the perpetual state of Tom. Tom is just always busy and he just wants to be able to just chill. He just wants to be able
Yeah.
to vibe. But he is always
I
busy.
I can't tell you how much I've salivated over the idea that I want to just stare at a wall. If I could just stare at a wall and do nothing, I'd be like, oh my god.
It's funny in the times that you're like really slow and like maybe you're between jobs and you're like, God, I just want to have things to do. And then you have things to do and you're just like, God, I just want nothing to do. That's how it happens for me, where I'm just like, I just want things to do. And then things to do happens and you're like, I just don't want anything to do.
There's a brief moment where you're just like in between jobs and you go, this is nice.
Yeah.
And then you go, I need to make some money.
Yeah. I'm
To
ready
pay
for
for
that
things.
night. Yeah. No, I get it.
Get that
I mean,
one day or two where you're like, I'm doing nothing. And it's
if
good.
money was not a thing for me, like as in I was all financially set up and I was all good, I could imagine myself literally. You guys done Fryman? You guys walked Fryman?
Yeah, all
yeah.
the time.
You know how like once you get to the peak, you go down, it's all grassy, you start getting to like the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Before that point, there's like some little chairs, some little benches.
Yeah.
I could just imagine myself sitting there for literally like maybe 8 hours, and I could just watch the sky, and I'll be like,
You
I
should
could
one
do this
day.
for like I could do this for like a couple days, and I'll be fine. And I'll do that from another place. And I'll be fine with that.
Hey, it's bad.
Uh, Hey, bad reprint with the raid.
I did restring my guitar. That is one thing that I did.
Ooh.
I haven't restrung my guitar in years. Which,
Yours.
I mean, it's not outside the norm, but it's just been a long time. It's been a long time.
Long time shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to.
There we are. There we go.
That's what's up.
Do we want to go to news?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's go to the news.
I don't want to
Yeah,
start
yeah, yeah.
it. I don't want
You
to start
don't?
it. I don't want to start it.
But you brought up the news.
I brought the news.
Uh,
I brought
How
it.
about?
Yeah.
No, you guys have the technically the bad news. I'm the only one with the good news.
AI,
not
listen.
lying.
So Wizards of the Coast, there was an ad that came out for Ravnica Remastered, where it showed their
God.
cool dual lands that are the shock lands that are coming out, and it was in front of this cool steampunky stuff, and some eagle-eyed people on the internet were like, "That's AI, that is AI art that you've used," and Wizards came out with this statement being like, "We support our artists. We believe our cards and our product is only as strong as the art that we use." And so we support artists, and we will never be using AI. And then people were like, "Oh, really?" And posted some screen grabs of like definitely AI in this background. And after some digging, Wizards of the Coast was like, "Hey guys, so it turns out the artist we hired used AI and didn't tell us. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I'm reporting the news." And so their official statement is that the artist who sent in the work used AI without telling them. They are having meetings about their due diligence, basically, and being better about reviewing their art. And even moving forward, they're going to be more careful. It's interesting because, that could be true. That could be true. That could be like, it's some art department intern was like, "Hey, go get that art from that guy." They got it. They're like, "Great, social media, put that up." But like, honestly, it's just it's a small indie company, and they're really strapped for
Yeah,
time and
apparently.
money.
Yeah, totally.
Um,
Totally.
but man, yeah, I was like so proud when they made that statement about artists, and then I was like, "Yeah, fuck, damn it."
I
'Cause it's true. It is true. What makes Magic so special is
yeah.
the art on those cards.
The design on the cards is sometimes the reason why you get. I really want
Yeah.
the Dan Mumford. Just anything Dan Mumford. I
Yeah.
just want to just hang on my wall. I just love his
Yeah.
style. That
John
reminds
Avon, baby.
that reminds me of. I got so excited. I saw this comic book, this graphic novel on TikTok. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this looks sick. This looks so cool." And I downloaded the kind of the sample of it on
Mhm.
like Kindle.
Yeah.
And in the fucking introduction, he goes, "So I used AI art and I doctored it in Photoshop, and I immediately deleted it." And I was like,
Yep.
what that
Damn.
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 I even shared it with Brad. I was like, "Man, this looks sick." And I was like, and then I wrote him back once I found out. I was like, "I can't condone this. Don't read no, no, thank you. No, thank you."
Yeah. So, what are you gonna do? Well, that's their official statement, and they're gonna be better in the future. And they removed that art from their
Good.
all socials and site and all that good stuff. And that, if that's true, that artist probably won't get work with them again. So,
No.
bummer. They've had a
No.
couple controversies though. Earlier this year, they also released a card where an artist online was like, "Hey, that's my art. Here's a side by side comparison. Someone just painted my I think it was their photo or their art, their painting." And the artist was like, "Oh no, I'm so sorry. Sometimes I use art for reference." And they were like, "Oh, that's okay. Just like, I guess be more careful." He's like, "Yeah, I usually like trace over it." And the people are like, "Fucking what?"
Wait a minute.
That meme, the follow the hold up.
Could you
and
say
so
that last sentence just one more time?
That
Just-
happened earlier this year as well, and then Magic had to be like, "Jesus Christ, so sorry. We'll be better with." That one I don't blame them for as much.
Oh, is that the fucking Crux of Fate?
Wayfarer's Bauble in the
Oh.
pre-con for Ixalan, all of them.
I just want to imagine the PR person at Wizard of the Coast being just one guy that's sitting in a room and he goes, "What?
Yeah. Now what?
Oh, why?"
Anyway, so they've had some art issues this last year, and hopefully it resolves itself. The nice thing about the community of Magic players is they're all very supportive of the artists, and I myself have even sent some cards away to get signed just because I believe that it's so important to the game itself. So anyway, that's my news. Wizards, be better.
Be better.
Onward to Squidward.
Yeah.
Josh, what you got?
I'm sorry. So speaking of faux pas, earlier this week,
Three-legged dogs.
yeah, exactly. So, Tom, no,
Faux pas. faux pas, you know. I get that.
SAG-AFTRA
Fake one.
announced a deal with a company to cover the usage of union performers to create AI voices. This was a few days ago. It is in with Replica. It's a company called Replica. I just got off a 2-hour like Q&A AMA thing about this deal, so I could understand. I mean, it's. I'm with Brad. I understand that there is no moral use of AI in the creative fields, but AI is not going away. And so moving forward, it's about getting educated about these deals and what is intended. The faux pas with it is the way that they presented it. It's the PR usage of words, the way that they just kind of came out. And it was this announcement, and they were like, and it was, I don't have the full use of words, but it was something along the lines of our membership, those affected, agree with this deal. And all of the voiceover community are like, I'm sorry, what? What? And people like, even like Steve Bloom, who's like, I'm sorry, I didn't hear about this. This is the first time we're hearing about this. What are you talking about? And I found out over the past few days that this deal has been in the works for the past year with the interactive team, and it was a faux pas in PR in the way that they did it, and it there was an uproar in the VO community, which I understand. It was very poorly rolled out. The AI, we could probably do a whole episode of Nerd On, the podcast, about AI and the future of it. The other thing, which is kind of a bright side, is that members of Congress have brought forth an act. The shortened name is No AI Frauds Act, but the long name is the No Artificial Intelligence Fake Replicas and Unauthorized Duplications Act of 2023, and basically prohibits publication, distribution, or transmission of an unauthorized digital replica without consent. And I'm just going back to the chat, B-Rad is saying, I will never allow the creation of use of a digital double of myself. And that's what kind of goes back to this. It's one of those things that this is where we are in the conversation. The conversation is within the entertainment industry, and it's so in the forefront of our minds. But this will extend to the greater public. My brother-in-law, he talked about the aspects just from a fraud standpoint, and people can copy their, a grandmother gets a phone call from her nephew or whatever, her grandchild or whatever, and it sounds just like him, and she gives him her life savings and blah blah blah. He's like, that's happened. It has happened. And so it's one of those things.
Bro, that's what the Beekeeper's about.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
It's fucked up. So yeah, but it's one of those things that I think that right now we're at a state where I'm over here with my tinfoil hat going, guys, this is just the beginning. This is just, guys, this is just the beginning. You're talking about the entertainment industry. Wait till they have a doctor in a box. Wait until they have CPA in a box. Wait until it hits CEOs. Wait until this happens. It will. It will. If we allow it, and now's the time to have the conversations and learning to control and consent and transparency and all that kind of thing. So anyway, it's a very long conversation. It's a very long agreement. Look at the replica agreement. Look at the No AI Frauds Act. Look at those things, because now is the time to get informed. Just get informed. You can be mad all you want, but get informed too. And then fight it. Fight the machine. Anyway.
Rage against it, even.
Yeah, you can rage against it. Mm-hmm. Fight the machine. Anyway, how about you, Tom?
Well, I have 4 small things.
Okay.
Rumors. Paramount is going to merge with Warner Brothers. Don't know how that's going to be a thing. Because at the moment, Warner Brothers reportedly made way more revenue than Paramount did. So I don't know. Second thing, Sonic 3 storyboards apparently leaked from Paramount. That every nerd website was like, the new storyboards are gonna blow your mind. First sentence, all of them. We won't say what was on the storyboards. I'm like, you guys are all fucking useless, terrible people. This is why AI is taking your fucking jobs, because you guys fucking suck at them already. And it's like you're making it harder for the people who actually work hard. And it's like I hate you guys. I hate all you comic, anime outlets. Like you guys just ugh. Anyways, third thing, Guy Ritchie has a new show coming out on Netflix called The Gentleman, based off the film The Gentleman.
Really?
He does.
It's a good movie.
I love that
movie.
movie.
Our favorite, bad guy, what's his face? Moff Gideon, is going to be the head honcho of something somewhere, and it looks like Ray Stone. Ray Stone, right? I think he's in it. He's from The Departed. She felt kind of funny.
She felt kind of funny. Ray Stone
Right?
was in The Gentleman.
I don't know if he was in The Gentleman. I forget. It's been a minute since I've seen The Gentleman.
No.
But yeah. So that show's coming out, and Daredevil: Born Again makes the Netflix Defenders canon, which
it.
everyone was like, "Yeah, we really needed a press release to say that the Charlie Cox you saw in the Spider-Man movie is the same character that's in the Marvel Netflix shows," because PowerPoints weren't smart enough, or just on a fucking silver platter enough. They had to fucking say it, and now we have Cottonmouth being Blade, Mahershala Ali. You know what I'm saying? One actor, two characters, the ultimate canon. Ooh, that's my news.
But tell us
See,
how you
I mean-
really feel.
You guys are talking about real things. It's like these are the real things, but like all the fucking mouth breathers give a fuck and will write articles on Screen Rant about the dumb shit I had to talk about, and I'm just like, guys, it's like what I'm glad Brad's in the chat, because kids today don't know about the Paramount Accords, and it fucking shows. People are giving a fuck about the wrong things, and it shows. Where it's like, but it's like, as long as my stupid ass kid can have his birthday party of like all the characters and the fucking shows, who cares? I don't know. It's just like,
On another note,
it's
Echo
hard.
was wonderful.
It's hard to, it's very much like in that shut down era of like, it's hard to engage with a lot of things because it is difficult, and a lot of it are just tough pills to swallow. So we try to like escape into things that we're familiar with or just require zero engagement or insight, and then we try to like not get shamed for it. And it's like, sure, no one should be getting their yums yucked, but then it gets like really hard to being like, oh, well, I have an opinion on something that like I have no information on. And then it's like, well, where were you for the last few months when we were all talking about it? So it's like, that's how I feel, where like in the scope of it all, like I've always had that clash between like my love of like nerdy pop culture stuff and then like my academic, I studied and loved film. So it's like they're at odds with each other at sometimes, and you have to try to find that marriage in between them. But anyways, enough about me. Josh, what's the next part of the show?
Next part of the show is in which we don't talk about the news. We answer questions from you, the people. And I'm not going to talk about nerdon.tv/questions because Bad Reprint put it in the chat. So go there. That has all the ways to submit questions. What I am going to talk about is joining the Discord. Bum, 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 bum. I gotta get the DJ air horn.
No, you gotta do the John Cena. Dun, dun, dun. That's the new one.
All right, I will add that to my soundboard. Yeah. So you gotta join that Discord, nerdon.tv/Discord, And there are channels within there that you can submit
Emotional
questions.
damage!
That is by far, I think, and I'm not biased here. I'm biased. That it is the easiest way and the best way because you can tag us. You can be like, "Hey, bitches, answer my questions."
Just do this. I'm not biased.
I'm not biased. Oh shit, I'm not biased. But my favorite way, my absolute favorite way, is to join the Nerd On Nation that's powered by Patreon, nerdon.tv/Patreon. And that allows us to keep making content because let's be real, we would love to just do this 24, maybe not 24/7, but like a lot more. And you get what we call the Nerd On Nudge, where we will answer your questions first. Like, bringing up this other window, Mamba asks, what was the best gift that you received from your friends or family?
Ever?
Is it like a current thing, or is it like, do we constantly receive this thing, or is it received like one time in our life?
Ever. Wow.
Ever. It was a baby from his wife.
Yeah. On my birthday. The day after, but started on my birthday. Next. But besides that,
I'm thinking.
my sister.
From his mom.
And my other sister. And my brother.
Okay, but material thing. So only physical material. Something that could be bought, broken, and returned. A dildo. Sorry. Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry.
You
My
figured
guitar
it out.
was my 18th birthday gift. My Martin.
Friends.
That was from
or
my whole family.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that was a big one. It was the year I found out that someone had stolen my grandfather's D28 that I was going to inherit. It was a 1968 Martin D28. I was going to inherit that someday, and I found out it was stolen. I was heartbroken. I had this guitar, this blue guitar. It was just it was a Hohner, cheapy thing. I had like $200. I loved it, but I was like trying to pursue music in a way that I needed something that just held together a little better. And that
The
year,
difference
my
between
whole
a
family-
$100 to $200 guitar and a guitar with
Thousands
strength,
of dollars,
that is
yeah.
thousands of dollars, is literally like
Yeah.
pain. It's like it's the way that they're built. It's wild.
It's like the difference between trying to podcast with this microphone and then remember those toy microphones that have the coil in it,
Yeah.
the baby ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's that. So that was probably the best gift, and it was a surprise. So it was really nice. It was a surprise on the way to go play an open mic.
Oh, that's
Like
awesome.
hours before. So I got to string it up and jump up and play 2 songs with it that night. So
That's awesome.
fun times.
I've received some good gifts in my life, I think. One that comes to mind that I think I've told this story, one that's recent, is Bonnie a couple of years back got me a record player. And I grew up on vinyl, which is weird for someone my age, but we had walls of records, and I grew up on vinyl, and I just always loved that. And she got me also the Fleetwood Mac Rumors album, and it was just to put that on and hear it in vinyl, and then hear it just coming through the speakers was just like, I cried. I literally cried, because it was just music and movies and video games were like my solace and my escape, and like I figured out how to put together, like, old stereos are not just you plug it in. There's speakers, there's an amp, there's all these different stuff that you got to set up, and I like figured it out, and like, I don't know, it just holds a very special place in my heart. And so it was so amazing to be able to just like listen to a record. And yeah. What about you, Tom?
Most sentimental is probably that Charizard card that my dad got me. Just because, like, I really, really wanted it as a kid. And, like, you know, looking back as an adult now and seeing how much my dad's also, like, a hobby collector. Or he collects as a hobby. And, like, he really took the extra time to, like, he collected baseball cards. So like, Pokemon didn't mean shit to him. But like when he saw that, his kid wouldn't fucking stop obsessing about this goddamn card, he got it and made sure it was like fucking solid, protected in a brick of, acrylic that you had to screw together.
Yep.
So it was a big deal. I mean, Ian Lovehammer halfway gifted me this fucking PC, so it's like I had to buy pretty much like the graphics card and like the processor, but he got me literally everything else: the keyboard, the body, the fucking heat sink, the power supply, the fans. So that was a big deal. And we built it together, or he watched me build it on Discord during 2020, and then so here I am using it now.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I
It's a good gift.
remember.
Next one.
Huh?
Oh, sorry.
Next question?
Oh.
Yeah, no. Let's just go to next question because it's. Let's go to next question. Comes from Jose. What's a piece of fictional gear you would like to own?
Piece of fictional gear. Oh.
Like, is it like
Cool
a
question.
collector's item, or is it like, oh man, I have a real
No, I think
something?
like lightsaber.
Okay.
But it's a fictional collector's item.
Like a morpher.
This is
a Power
a piece
Rangers
of fictional
morpher.
gear. How about we do that? How about we do like the collector item and then like the in that
So I was
world,
like,
real world.
like it doesn't have to be is it a fictional like a lightsaber, or is it like fictional collector? Remember from Benicio del Toro from where he's the collector.
Oh god.
Magnificent.
Yeah,
It's stupid.
Tom got it for a sec. He's like, what the? Oh,
It's stupid.
thank you, Tom.
I was like, collector. What the fuck?
That
are you
always
talking
cracked
about?
me up in that movie. I don't know. I love Benicio del Toro. I think that's what it is. Um,
Collector's
Uh,
item I
s-
would love to have like an old 1970s 1980s why can't I think. Oh gosh dang it, you go. I got it. It literally left me.
what did we end on? It's gonna be a.
Do both. Do two. Do like in that universe, it's a real fucking thing. Like it's a piece of gear. Let's not make it like a MacGuffin, but like Batman's utility belt, Star Lord's fucking boots. Like
Star-Lord
that.
fucking boots? Oof.
Yeah. And then like we'll do one that's like, a fucking Mondo figurine.
Okay. Okay. Um, I would say, I mean, it would be so. I mean, how is lightsaber not the answer? I guess for me.
All right.
Green Lantern ring, Blue Lantern ring. I think that's actually the right answer. Yeah, Blue Lantern ring.
All right.
I think. Yeah.
The Infinity Gauntlet.
You said no MacGuffins. You said no. No. What do they call it in Spider-Verse?
What do they call it?
It's a.
Not a canon event.
Do you know what I'm talking about? When he gives him the chip, he calls it A.
No.
I'm gonna remember it. If chat says it, don't say it out loud because I want to remember it. If chat says it, he calls it
Proton
A.
pack, Josh?
No. Oh. I was like, it's not proton pack.
1980s Voltron toy would be like the collectible. It's like the full set of the Voltron. They were metal. Toys made back then they were metal. You could kill one of your friends with it. I remember my uncle had one, and I would play with it every time I went over. But it was metal, like it was solid metal, and I think I've always wanted. It's more of like it's a heart thing. Like it means a lot to me. I've always wanted one of those, but it's like finding one of the old ones without spending a fortune. Yeah. Anyway, and not being
Goober.
plastic. Like it has to be metal.
You want to be able to do some damage when you throw it at somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did I ever tell you about
That's
the
why
time
he wants it.
I broke my head open with a Hot Wheels car? Because they
No.
used to be metal. I threw
I
it up in
know.
the air and it came down and they were so hard it broke my head open. I was bleeding and it was anyway. Real
Why?
I don't know, because I was a dumb kid and I did dumb shit. I did so much dumb shit.
That's a good reasoning.
Dumb shit. My goodness.
Didn't you watch Home Alone? Harry, like, you just marred yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Ooh,
Yeah.
Johnny 5. That would be a
Like-
cool, like, if I could have an actual Johnny 5, that'd be cool.
Ooh.
It's kind of a
cool.
piece of gear, right?
Yeah.
Technically, he's kind of a piece of gear.
I count that. I count that big time.
I mean, you're kind of taking away his soul.
Mm,
Doesn't have
Because you'd
one.
own
Listen,
him, wouldn't
If
you?
you talk to George Lucas, the robots are there to serve.
And that's why we make fun of them for trying to get freedom.
yeah.
That's why it's funny. That's why it's so funny.
That's why.
But it's not funny when the Wookiees do it. That was very serious. Because they have souls.
Mm-hmm. They're not just fluffy John Candy dogs.
Oh,
for-
then my collector item one. I'd like all of the weaponry from Lord of the Rings, like Glamdring and Sting.
I was gonna say you don't want a real sting out of instead of a lightsaber.
I didn't go with lightsaber. I went with a Blue Lantern ring.
Yeah,
I feel
when
like
you, when you
that's
said how's it
better.
not lightsaber, when you said how's it not lightsaber, I was like, any of the swords from Lord of the Rings, Corey. What are you talking
Well,
about?
like
And
those
also any of
are
the Gandalf staffs.
mostly just swords. I'm not a wizard. The staff doesn't do anything unless you're an angel in human form. But
But what if I get
collectibles,
a
it'd be
Balrog's
sick.
whip, the lash of the Balrog?
it would burn the shit out of you, and it's like yeah.
But
it
all
100%
power to
weak.
you, man. Do what you want to
Keep-
do.
If I'm
do what
weak,
you gotta
I ain't
do.
weak.
Mama didn't raise
That's
no
how-
bitch.
This guy thinks he's tougher than the sun. Listen, you're not.
I'm my mom's only son.
Wow.
Next question.
Next question.
No, I didn't answer shit.
We don't give a
Too
shit.
late.
Oh,
Too
just
late.
kidding.
If I can have a piece of item from a fictional gear, from a thing, it would have to be I mean, it's gear, right? It's something you can put into your inventory. How is it not Terry McGinnis's Batman suit?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I respect
You know what
that.
I'm saying?
I respect that big time.
You know what I'm saying? And then if
I know
it's
what
a
you're saying.
collector item that I could buy, and how is it not a 1-to-1 replica of Terry McGinnis's Batman?
I feel like you're making fun of me for my phrasing of how is it not at this point. You know what? The funny you should because it was not. It was
I
not.
don't know. But no,
After all
if it's
of
an
that.
actual collector thing, I might go. I mean, Mamba said it right. It's Kaiba's Blue Eyes White Dragon jet. But in real life, a gear though, or a collector item,
This extends into like what collector items we want. Like, I just thought of like, oh man, I wanted that. That would be cool.
yeah. I mean, I'd probably go with like the Green Ranger helmet, like right now. Like I'd be happy with the Green Ranger helmet. It'd
Yeah.
be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Next,
Next question comes from. Oh, you have 2 more X's. Gween.
do I?
Gween 26.
I do.
Any specific book series, high fantasy series you'd love to see adapted into a movie or show? My answer will never change. It is the Red Rising series by Pierce
It's the red
Brown.
one, yeah.
By Pierce Brown. I think it would be so dope, but it would be. I feel like a series would probably fit it better.
Few seasons, seven seasons, and a movie.
Sure. Yeah. Let's do that.
There you go. I think I've answered this, but I think we've all answered this before. because do you guys remember what mine is?
The Phantom Toll Booth, but they have
That's
an
not high
animated
fantasy.
movie.
That's not high fantasy.
A talking dog's there. That's
The
more
Hobbit, but
fantasy than
actually-
fucking Game of Thrones.
Years of Merlin.
Okay. Okay.
Lost Years of Merlin. For sure. I think it's 5 books. You could do movies, I guess. It'd be cool. I think a series would be dope, though. Because they're very cool. He's a kid, and he's just a normal kid, and he's sent to this, like, other realm. Has to figure out that he's a wizard, Harry. And
He's a Blizzard Harry.
he's got to earn his stripes. Everyone else knows who he is. He's like, what is it? Like kind of like Harry Potter in a sense, but before Harry Potter came out. Weird. But it's good. It's really good. I think it's technically like young adult books, but I have read them. I wouldn't say recently, but in my 20s again after reading them as a kid, and I was like, these are still fucking really good. These are really good books. So that's my answer.
T-Dog's answer is a really high second for me, but I wanted to go with a little variation. T-Dog's answer was Mistborn. But for me, I'm gonna go. I know they already did it as a show, but I think if they had like the actual backing to it, I think the Dresden Files would be cool. Because I remember I got to like either the first book or the second book, and I remember like there was like actual like a real knight of the round, and then like he was at this like ball, and I think there were like vampires. I think it might have been the second book maybe, and like I remember like they were just in this like ballroom, and it was just like vampire, like that decadent ball, and everyone's looking at the wizard, and he's just like, oh god, I don't like this at all. And then like he feels this presence from across the hall, and he's like gets scared, and like the man he looks at the man across the way looking at him, and the man opens his mouth just barely, and he could hear the voice boom from the entire room. And he's like, what the fuck was that? And then he's like, the man across the hall is holding a cigarette, but it's not lit yet, smoke comes out of his mouth, and he's like, what is that? Like, that's a dragon. And they're like,
Damn.
oh shit. And I was like, oh shit. That when it went through, I was like, oh shit, this is fucking cool. Like a dragon's in this vampire party, and then everyone's like, at any moment he could just turn to his real form and just destroy everyone. And I'm like, that's pretty badass. So yeah, Dresden. And then shout out to Becca Scott, who likes the pervy shit from Harry Dresden. Because some sex happens, but man, he is just like, every time it's his monologue, he's like, oh, her boobs are amazing. I'm like, Jesus, Harry, we get it.
We get it. I don't know if you guys are readers or anybody out there reads Stephen King, but his 2022 book Fairy Tale is really cool. That would be a cool fantasy story.
He has Fever Dream too, right? No, that's George R. R. Martin.
Yeah. You have the rest of the questions, Tom. You take it from here. I
read some Richard Bachman.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know who that is?
No. I'm gonna look
That's
it up.
Stephen King's other name.
Oh, wow.
It's when he I think used it to write romance novels.
Oh, good for him.
Okay, cool. I'll get the next questions. I'll use the ones in the chat, as I did see that one from T-Dog, and we'll save that for next time. But ones in chat. First things first. Ethan Who asks, what's your favorite vinyl that you own, Josh?
That is a hard one.
Yellow.
I think the one that I love the most, that I was just so excited to have, was Jason Mraz's Mr. A to Z. Mr. A to Z was just an album that really, really hit home for me at the time it came out, I think 2005. And I listened to that album fucking back to forth on loop for probably months and months and months and months. And I just loved it.
Probably years. If
Yeah.
we know each other, Josh. We got to be honest.
Probably years. Yeah, it was probably in my CD player for years. And
we're
then,
still listening to it.
And then We Sing, We Dance, We Steal Things came out, and then that became the loop track, the loop CD. But But that one, when he released it on vinyl, I want so much more vinyl, but vinyl's expensive. Muse has a 20-year for their Absolution album, and I'm like, oh my god, I want it, but it's like $80. But it's like it's like, there's I have some that I'm like, oh, Elton John's Yellow Brick Road we have, which is just
It's a great album.
It's so good. It's so good.
There's don't check it out. Don't check it out on album. That's a heavy investment to check it out. But one of my favorite ones on album on vinyl that I think you would like, so you should check them out first and then buy the vinyl if you like it, is Alabama Shake's Sound and Color.
Mm.
Do you know this album?
I don't, but I think I know them. Let me just double check.
That album on vinyl is like my favorite vinyl to put on in the house while I'm doing things, cleaning, cooking, whatever. It's very vibey, but it's not like sleepy vibey. So I don't know. Anyway,
You know who's a fan of the
here's my
Alabama
recommendation
Shakes?
for Josh
Corey?
specifically. Yes. No. Who?
Dave Grohl.
Yeah, because he's got good taste in music. I believe that.
He gave him big props in his Hot Ones episode because he said they did the real work of like touring, and it was like 15, 20 years ago. They were like the opening act, and then it's like small, boom, 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 and then I was like opens for this big guy, opens for this big guy. Then I am above Coachella. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn.
They're
And I
incredible.
was like, he was like, he's like, they're the
no,
real
they're-
motherfucker. I was like,
They're
the lead
they're
singer,
great.
Brittany, I'm forgetting her last name right now, just came out with a solo album that is also incredible. If you want to check that out, but check
Brittany
out Sound
Howard.
and Color. Thank you. Sound and Color.
Got it. It is on my follow list right now on
Holy
Spotify
shit.
now.
That's great.
holy shit, T-Dog. When I mentioned Dave Grohl, T-Dog wrote, isn't it his birthday? And I was like, it was yesterday. Fucking serendipity. Corey, do you want to do a favorite vinyl?
A favorite vinyl.
Yeah, just answering Ethan who's question that was sent to Josh.
you
but we can
currently
all- we
own.
all
That's pretty far up there. Man, that's a great question. Currently, we'll just do currently. What is my favorite vinyl that I'm listening to the most? And right now it's Liana La Havas. It's her album she put out during the pandemic, and it's another one that's just killer start to. If you haven't checked her out, do yourself a favor, check out this album. She has a cover of Weird Fishes by Radiohead that blows the original out of the fucking water. It is so good. But she's super talented singer-songwriter. Yeah. That'd be my favorite right now. That or All Things Must Pass, George Harrison.
I'm really glad that I own the Everything Everywhere All at Once vinyl.
Oh, that's cool.
Because it's cool packaging, like Brad's mentioning in the
Getting
chat.
cool vinyl
but,
designs like
yeah,
the
they
Juliana
hit.
Theory,
They
they
hit.
released like a 20-year anniversary, and it's like clear vinyls. It's so cool.
But my favorite one I'll probably have is probably Peach Pits. I forget what the album name is, but it's the one I've listened to the most. But I am probably gonna get a Loewe one if they have one, for sure.
I want more
'cause
vinyl.
I'm really liking this bossa nova vibe I'm in right now. Corey, I'm in such a weird place in my life. Like I'm playing a lot of Simic, I listen to a lot of bossa nova, and like
You're chilling out. You're chilling out, man.
I'm just like I want to stare at walls.
He has reached his lo-fi.
You're chilling it out, man.
Yeah, I mean,
vibing.
yeah, Loewe is great. Loewe is great. If you haven't heard of Loewe, it's obviously her song's like really fucking popular right now.
I got a
Next
question.
question?
Or yeah,
Oh, what's
go
up?
ahead. No, because we
What's your
don't have that much. We don't have that much time. It's okay.
Okay, since Mamba's here, question: what do you think about Sonic 3, and will Tom ever play Sonic 3? Mamba got me to play Sonic 2, and that shit rocked my life. It is so hard.
Changed you as a man.
It was harder than Elden Ring, for sure. And Dark Souls 1 harder than Elden Ring. Not gonna lie. So I'm just like, well, shit, baby. Sekiro harder than everything. Harder than everything I've ever played in my life. Like I'll say that. But yeah. Will Tom ever play Sonic 3? Probably some point. I mean, if I got the copy of the game, or if someone gives me the game, then I have to play it. But let me play the Baldur's Gate, and then let me beat Dark Souls, and then let me beat fucking Sekiro. I'm like, I need
No.
to complete these things.
No.
I need to complete these things, and I'll peace out. Okay. Corey question?
It was due to the vinyl question again. Was I had a pile of Tiger Pounce onto the vinyl question. What is the vinyl? It doesn't have to be an expensive one. It doesn't have to be a crazy one. What is one that you've wanted for your collection that you don't currently have? That maybe you've thought about getting before. Again, doesn't have to be an expensive one. Just haven't pulled the trigger on it and been like, I need that. And it's kind of you're like, why don't I have that yet?
I got it.
Yeah.
It is Echoes. It is Linkin Park's vinyl. It was the 20th anniversary of Meteora. It's like $80 for the package, and I was like, fuck. You know, like, and it was like really recent after I got my record player. So I was like, if there's one I'm gonna get, it's gotta be the boy.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta get it. So yeah,
That's a good one.
one.
Josh? Again, it doesn't have to be like the $80 one you were talking about. It could just be like a favorite you don't own yet for no apparent reason. Like mine's Dookie, Green Day. No reason. It's not a super expensive vinyl. I just haven't bought it.
Oh,
But I really like that's one I'm like, I really wish I had that in my collection. And I think about it, and then I go out to vinyl stores and I go, "Oh, look at this old vinyl." And I totally just lose track that I want to get Dookie, Green Day's album, in my collection so bad.
I'm thinking. I don't know. I think it would be. I'm not opposed to greatest hit albums. I think greatest hit albums are a wonderful way to
Like Bee Gees.
Yeah.
Josh, you and I see eye on. There is nothing. It's the greatest fucking hits.
Have you ever heard those people that are like fucking greatest hit albums? It's just like plebes. I'm like, fuck off.
Those are
It's
the people who don't find joy in life, so they take it out on you for wanting
there it
just.
is.
Look, I have no I also enjoy listening, much like you, much like Tom, to vinyls or records from start to finish as they're meant to be listened to. Love it. When a new album comes out, all I want to do is sit there and listen to it from start to finish. But look, sometimes I just want to hear Otis Redding's best songs because that's what I'm in the mood for. When I want to hear Otis Redding.
Oh, we should play the B-side of this. I don't give a shit. I just want that song.
There's a time and a place, but sometimes I want to hear sitting on the dock of the bay. I want to hear, you know what I mean? Like I want to, that's all I want to hear.
I just got hit with a wave of nostalgia. I do not listen to country music, but in the 90s, I did.
Tom does.
And I
like country.
Loved Garth Brooks, and I think a Garth Brooks greatest hits vinyl would
fucking Garth Brooks
hit.
Chris Gaines, baby.
Oh gosh, Garth Brooks. Oh my gosh.
I'm not a country guy, but I am. I guess I kind of am, but I think it's called rebel country. Is the kind of country songs I like Johnny Cash. You know, what's Hank Williams Jr. Like that's the country music I love.
Yeah.
So I think I do like country, but it's just a very small pocket of it.
I think I like folk country or like
Chris Stapleton is great.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Stapleton is beautiful. He's a beautiful man. His voice is like honey dipped in whiskey and then served to you on a gold plate.
Yeah. With like a side of meat.
Yeah, with a
good steak.
like a $200 fillet.
Yeah.
On the side.
That is perfect. It is perfect. Like it is you bite into it and you're like, I didn't even know I like my steak like it is. Yeah. 90s country music.
You may.
Can I interest us into doing a little bit of a script change?
I don't know. Can you?
Well, the show's about to end.
Yeah.
I could ask a question, but I was wondering, to keep it in like kind of the podcasty vibe, could we do like a roundtable, suggest one thing that we want our audience to do, and then or check out or try, and then we continue that in the Discord, or if anything, We will never remember it for the next week. But just something, like, hey, this has been on my head and it's something I want to talk about or just give like an audience something
Yeah.
that they might like, yeah.
Can you lead by
Uh,
example?
yes. At my office, we have fucking Sci-Fi Channel playing every fucking day, and it's the same four goddamn movies. But the one thing that's been on my mind, because when Josh mentioned country music and you said Johnny Cash, for some reason I thought of Harry Heck from the Punisher movie, the Tom Jane Punisher movie,
Yeah.
and I just got that's just me. Everyone, for your soul, if you already watched it, just go back to before the franchises, when before comic movies even had a reputation. Go watch that movie because you're just like, this is just a mobster movie. This is just a mobster movie mashed with like a cowboy movie, and you're just like, they will never do it this way ever again. They could never. So
When did that movie come out?
fucking like 2006. It was like so random. I have the VHS for it because I'm like, I fucking love that movie. I love that movie. Fucking who's that big fella comedian? John Panette,
Yeah.
who plays like one of the apartment housemates who sings La Donde Mobile, fucking while Punisher's getting beaten up by the giant Russian.
Yeah.
It's an amazing sequence. An amazing sequence. So yeah.
It's I mean the Thomas Jane one and it's Kevin Nash as the Russian, and it's a brilliant it's such a
Come
good
on, man.
fight scene, even by like today's like just in an isolated like in a it's so good. That
You
fight
got
is so good.
you got John Travolta being like, my wife's cheating on me. You got Ben Foster being like, I'm an emo guy who plays Call of Duty.
He's good in everything he does. 2004.
Dude, and who's the guy? The Southern Draw who plays oh, fuck, where is this motherfucker? Oh, Will Patton. So good. He's so good in that. Because he's the number 2 and he's just like a bastard man. Oh.
Yeah. I'm looking at the list
And
right
Roy
now.
Schneider as the dad. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what a crystal of time. That's just like, for the comic nerds, we were like, this is insane. But then it was just like, we never expected like franchises to be a thing. Anyways, Josh or Corey, it doesn't have to be that thing. It could be like food or a music or some whatever the fuck, like that you're like, oh, this is something interesting I liked, or check this out, or check out this person on TikTok or where the fuck.
I'm thinking.
It's a really good thing to do, Tom. I like this. I like this very much. Mine would be
Little Bear.
Little Bear.
Little Bear.
Watch some Little Bear. No, I'm trying to be. I mean, this is such a straightforward thing, but sometimes you just need someone to say it to you. I'm trying to be better about meal prepping and having healthier options available, so I don't just go, it's 2 a.m. I guess I'll have fucking Honey Nut Cheerios in a bowl. So I made
because I had a Honey Nut Cheerios
I made these
thing. I needed it.
I
this
made
week.
yeah, it's so good. First of all, I have actually it's either that or Cinnamon Life cereal. I have at 1 a.m. like every day, but I'm trying to be better. So I made these really clean, healthy buffalo chicken, high protein burritos, and I made 25, and I put them in the freezer, and I nuke them for a minute. And it has been such. I feel so much. I've only been doing it for a few days, but I feel so much better doing that. Knowing that I'm treating, and I have that, and I have we cooked like a whole bag of green beans, like for the week, and I have them in little individual things that I can just throw in the microwave and nuke. So I'm trying to be better. So maybe my thing is to, for the next week, make yourself some healthy options to have at hand to just grab, instead of like my other option was like English muffins and peanut butter at 1 a.m. Like that's what I'm putting in my body.
I had to stop buying peanut butter.
I'll never stop buying peanut butter, but it is. I get it. Also, my mom was like, "Try almond butter; it's just good." I just fuck off. It's not. It's almond butter is not as good as peanut butter.
I like almond butter, but I do know
look,
what you're talking about.
Here's the thing. I like almond butter, and I'm fine with it. But it's like the same people who are like, there was this. I forget what his name was. Ben. something on TikTok was talking about it, where he was like doing a peanut butter taste test, and he was like mixing. He's like, at this one you have to mix the oil back in, and people are like, look, it's just as good. He's like, it's not, and it's fine because I think it's great, but the acting like it is just as good is what gets me. Like people are like, oh, instead of using Windex or cleaning chemicals on your counters, you could use vinegar and baking soda. It's just as good. Like, no, it's not. I get it. I appreciate using that.
Fuck
option.
you. You don't know
But
what you're
let's-
talking about.
But let's just be transparent, okay? That's all I'm asking. And look, I like almond butter. It's not as good as peanut butter. It's just not.
It's not.
It is what it is.
It's not.
So yeah, I would say try a healthy meal prep for a week. how you
For your midnight snack.
Yes.
Don't
you.
change your whole life, but
No,
just
no, no,
change
no.
one.
This is me saving myself from myself at 1 a.m. High protein buffalo chicken burritos.
Listen to my music on. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Join the Patreon for
join
1
the
year
Patreon just for yourself. No.
at the highest tier.
I don't
See
know,
how it
just
feels.
because this was. I'm just gonna. This is just me improving on it, and when you said that, I was like, and I was just talking about Mr. A to Z. The song for a friend on Mr. A to Z by Jason Mraz is probably one of my favorite songs ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then next time I'll do another Jason Mraz song. Just kidding. No. I just love that song. Anytime it comes on, it's a vibe.
Rise up.
Yeah, exactly. The choir. Oh my God! Like when the choir comes
Incredible.
in.
There's also some great live versions of it, as you know.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
I'd highly recommend everyone check all
Yeah.
of them out.
But anyway, listen to that song. It's an uplifting song too. It's got a positive message. It feels good for your earballs. It's real nice.
Tom,
Yeah.
I liked this. This was fun.
Yeah, you
I'm
know,
into it.
Tom
Get-
has
get-
good
get us
ideas.
the-
Everybody.
we share
Sometimes.
every once in a while.
Oh boy.
All right.
All right, we see we can rate off who we want to rate.
I'm ready to get some sleep, y'all.
Anyone suggest who we can raid out to?
Is Brad streaming?
No.
Brad's here.
Ugh.
Brad's
Damn it.
with us.
Well, not
Sasha
damn it,
Grey
that
is still
he's
alive.
with us.
Join us.
What's Sasha Grey doing? She's just chatting.
It's still live, not alive.
Yeah, it's still live. I know. I read
You
that.
said Sasha Gray's still alive. I was like, yeah.
I'm gonna
No, I
do the
hope she's
business
doing well.
while that's going on. Everybody, thank you for hanging
Yeah.
out with us. We appreciate you so much. You don't even know. You don't even know how much we appreciate you. I'd go so far as to say, heart you.
You tell me
Heart
to stop.
hands. Heart hands. Yeah. I can't stop. I won't stop. It's the biggest boner you've ever seen.
You ever see that bit in Community?
No.
Where he's like, you saw a one-armed man at the grocery store? Say when. And he goes up his arm and he's like, and then he goes, it was the other arm. He's oh, dang.
But thank you for hanging out. If you're new, check out our website, neuron.tv. It has all the information that you could possibly need for us. It has all the links from there. But we are going to raid. What's the phrase?
Sasha Grey.
Raid phrase is peanut butter. Okay.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter, just because we can. But take care of yourselves. Drink water, sleep, all those good things. You know the drill. As always, nerd on.
Nerd on.
Nerd on.